Top 5 Smallest NFL Stadiums. Cleveland Browns Stadium. The first stadium on the list is the Cleveland Browns Stadium, with a seating capacity of 67,431. The Cleveland Browns Stadium opened on September 12, 1999, and is the home to the Cleveland Browns. The stadium does go by another name that only a Browns fan would probably know: the Factory of Sadness, a nickname that was bestowed by fan and comedian Mike Polk. In 2011, Mike Polk recorded a video outside the Cleveland Browns Stadium, lamenting about how pointless the team was. The Cleveland Browns did end that season with a 4-12 record, finishing at the bottom of the AFC North. It's safe to say Polk wasn't the only Browns fan feeling that way, because the name stuck for a while. Back in 2021, Polk retired the name at last on TV after the Browns defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. The Browns have since then seemed to turn their luck around with changes at the quarterback and smart draft choices. Hopefully, the Factory of Sadness is truly dead, and fans can someday see their team play a playoff game at home. It is one out of two teams that has yet to host a postseason game, with the other being the Allegiant Stadium, but the latter is set to host the upcoming Super Bowl in February 2024. State Farm Stadium. The next stadium on the list might give you flashbacks of some of your favourite insurance companies, or maybe your least favourite commercials. The State Farm Stadium has a seating capacity of 63,400 and is expandable to 72,000. The stadium opened on August 1, 2006 and is home to the Arizona Cardinals. The stadium wasn't always named the State Farm Stadium. It actually went through 3 name changes. In the beginning, ironically enough, the stadium had almost the perfect name, being called Cardinal Stadium. But it didn't last long. The University of Phoenix would snatch up the naming rights just a month later. Giving it the name the University of Phoenix Stadium, the deal was originally for 20 years, but on April 11, 2017, that deal was terminated and State Farm acquired the naming rights in an 18-year deal. State Farm Stadium has been the home of 3 Super Bowls. Lucas Oil Stadium. Number 3 goes to Lucas Oil Stadium, and yes, the naming rights do belong to an oil company. The stadium opened on August 16, 2008, with a seating capacity of 63,000, but it is expandable to 70,000. The stadium is home to the Indianapolis Colts, and the naming rights were secured by Lucas Oil in a 20-year deal for $122 million. Fun fact: the Lucas Oil Stadium is one of the few NFL stadiums that has a retractable roof. You'd think after an incident that occurred in September 2015, where a bolt fell from the roof, injuring 3 fans during a pre-season game, that they'd just keep the roof retracted all the time. But then again, that wasn't the only incident to happen at Lucas Oil Stadium. Just 2 years earlier, 2 fans were injured when a rail over the opposing team's tunnel collapsed. In both incidents, no one was seriously injured, and the roof was cleared by officials. Soldier Field. Next up on the list is the oldest stadium in the NFL, Soldier Field, with a seating capacity of 61,500. The stadium opened on October 9, 1924, and became the home of the Chicago Bears in 1971. Soldier Field is 1 year off being 100 years old, and yet the stadium is still going strong. It was originally named Municipal Grant Stadium when it first opened, but the name was changed just a year later. On November 11, 1925, the stadium was officially renamed as Soldier Field, in dedication to the brave soldiers who gave their lives in World War I. No one is going to argue that out of all NFL stadiums, this one has probably hosted some of the most iconic events in history, and had the most interesting visitors. In 1970 alone, the stadium was home to rallies and speeches led by Amelia Earhart, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and Martin Luther King Jr. It is a shame Soldier Field days might be numbered, as the stadium has had to go multiple renovations over the years to keep up with the standards and rules that are required for a stadium to be eligible for an NFL team to play in. Rumour has it that the Chicago Bears are looking to not only build a new stadium, and those rumours are looking to be true. In 2021, the Chicago Bears announced that they were successfully purchasing the Arlington Park racetrack property, and many believe it is the location of a future shiny new stadium. FedEx Field. The smallest stadium in the NFL is none other than FedEx Field. This stadium takes the number 1 spot with a seating capacity of 58,000. Home to Washington Commanders, FedEx Field opened on September 14, 1997, and it has gone through major changes since then. From 2004 to 2010, FedEx Field actually had the largest seating capacity with 91,000 seats. The Commanders never managed to sell out the entire stadium during that period, but the fan base did set the record for paid attendance at home games. Not only that, but the Commanders led the NFL in attendance in 2000, and every year between 2002 and 2008. So while the Commanders weren't filling up their stadium every single game, they were bringing in consistent years during those years. One of the most notable games during that period was in 2005, when the Commanders faced off with the Dallas Cowboys on December 30th. Until this day, the game is still the most watched game in franchise history. The Washington Commanders beat the Dallas Cowboys 27-6, with 90,910 fans in the stands watching, as their team secured a spot in the playoffs. Which of these stadiums is your favourite?